Good morning, good morning. So, hurrah, we've got our goal set. We know why we want to achieve our goal and we're determined to make it happen. And there's even a plan in place. Yes. Still one more thing. You've got to take action. Continuous, persistent, unrelenting action. This is James Foster and Careers Matter. Now I know if you have the right motivation, you're going to take the action, right? Well, no, that's not how it works out, I'm afraid. Even with everything else in place. Why is that? Well, because we take our eye off the prize. We make a start, we even start tracking, but pretty soon it gets pushed further and further into the background and we find it slipping. You go out with all enthusiasm from day one, and that enthusiasm is hard to maintain. So there's one more thing that we really need to put into place. Good morning, Angela. So this is today about accountability and how to maintain accountability throughout the whole process of achieving your goal. It's accountability to yourself, but you become accountable to yourself by maybe buddying up and partnering with somebody. That's how I would suggest you do it. Well, I would, because that's the sort of thing that I do. That's part of my career coaching program, which is to become a mentor, to become a partner, to become your conscience. But that's the whole point of this. You've got the plan. You've gone to all that trouble to build the plan, to have the detail in place. You know what you've got to do, you know what you've got to achieve, and you know by the timescales that you've got to achieve it in. If you're going to be starting a business, for example, then you know by what time you've got to have the basic business plan into place, and you know what money you've got to raise to get the thing off the ground, and you know you've got all of that going. But it's then getting that impetus and that drive and making it happen. Everybody starts with enthusiasm. It's hard to maintain. It's difficult to maintain. And how do you maintain it? You can do this on your own. Of course you can. It is possible to do it on your own. But to do it on your own, you've got to have a strong character and a strong purpose. And what I would suggest that you do is that you create a daily routine mind that you follow, that creates that motivation, that creates that drive. But then how are you going to hold yourself accountable? How are you going to check and drive yourself through the KPIs for either starting that business or for progressing your career or whatever it is that is your goal? How are you going to push through if your goals are about fitness and health? How are you going to push through those milestones that you want to achieve on your way through? The way to do it from a fitness point of view: get a fitness coach, get a personal trainer, get somebody who's going to be the drive. Here's something that I found when it comes to fitness, which is the part of the point of what I'm trying to make here. I used to go say, okay, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times this week. I'll go on, let's say I'm going to go on Tuesday, I'm going to go on Thursday, I'm going to go on Saturday, something like that. And Tuesday come along and it's 6 o'clock and I just can't be bothered. I'm too tired. I've got no push. I've got no motivation to go. It's hard to get out the door and it slips. The Saturday one probably happens, but the 2 in the week, which are the hardest ones, they don't happen. There's something holding you back. Now, you could say, okay, well, you haven't got the strength of character. It isn't a question of that. It's just at the time you slip. So what I do now is I make an appointment to go to the gym. And funnily enough, it's one of the things that came out of COVID, which is actually working, is that we have to actually book into the gym to go to the gym. And so I make an appointment for 6 o'clock on Tuesday, and I make an appointment for 6 o'clock on Thursday. And funnily enough, I go to the gym at 6 o'clock on Tuesday and 6 o'clock on Thursday because I've got something that I'm accountable to. It's an appointment, I have to keep it. Yes, I could pick the phone up and cancel it, but I'm less inclined to pick the phone up and cancel it than just not go if I didn't have the appointment booked in the first place. Accountability, you've got somebody that you're holding, that's holding you up to your tasks, your goals, your objectives, the actions that you're going to take. Who's going to give you a little nudge about those KPIs? Who's going to be that little nag in your ear about getting it done? And it's so important to have that. If you've got your partner's somebody that can help you with that, of course they are. But but you've got to be prepared to listen to your partner, which is why I do suggest using a coach, a coach that you're paying for. Now, here's the thing. There's a cost to you if you're buying a coach, if you're paying for a coach, and therefore you're more likely to do something about it. It's like if somebody gives you a free course or free training versus you have paid training, you're more likely to take action with the paid training than you are with the free training. You invested something more than just a little bit of time. There's a cost to it. That's if you put a cost in it, you're more likely to do it. So what I would do if and actually it's something that I intend doing. I have a friend. I'm going to have a chat with him, hopefully later today or perhaps tomorrow, who I can get to hold me to account, and conversely I can hold her to account. So we did say we were going to do this, so I'm going to try and have a chat with her today and see if we can start putting a plan in place. There's no cost to me for that in one sense, but on the other hand, just by simply talking to somebody and telling them what you want to do, you are laying it on the line a little bit. And if you're holding her to account for her business and she's holding you to account for your business, then there's a reciprocity in that. So there's a cost of reciprocity that you owe each other to make it happen. And there's also well, she's achieving her goals, why aren't I achieving mine? A little bit of competition never hurts. And anything that you can do that gives you that additional motivation, and I love that competition element. If you are setting yourself up, if you're in a business perhaps, and there's two or three of you, and you've both got and you've all got an aim that you can hold each other accountable to, and then you can have a competition between yourselves about who's done best this month at getting what they wanted to get out of it, and that sort of thing. That's really, really useful if you can create that competition. So this isn't going to be a long presentation today. The whole idea of this is to see it through, and to make sure that you track the KPIs and the milestones that you can tick off on your way to achieving the goal, and holding yourself accountable, whether or not you buy in a coach, whether or not you work with some partner, your partner, or some other partner that's working that can work alongside you, that you can hold each other accountable to. If you're in a small business that you have a genuine business partner with, then you can certainly hold each other accountable. But even in that case, as a small business, I would suggest that you get a business mentor to work with, somebody that's going to help you to achieve your business goals. One of the things that I would have really loved to have had at the outset, I bought a franchise business, and we did have support from the franchise that was a great help. But I think what would have really been really useful at for the first few years would have been to have had somebody who was going to drive me through the goals that I had on a monthly basis, and was going to be hold me accountable to that. It would have been really, really useful. And it doesn't mean to say that you don't do things that are going to get there, but there's somebody that can question what you're doing. There's somebody that can ask you the difficult questions that maybe you don't ask yourself. And that's what you're really trying to do, is get that somebody that's going to be in your ear all the time, and that's going to, and that you're going to feel embarrassed if you haven't achieved what you wanted to achieve. And so therefore it's, you know, you want to take away that discomfort by achieving it and making sure that you achieve and doing everything in your power to achieve it. And if things aren't going well, that they're going to be the person that says, well, are you doing it? Are you going about it the right way? Is there a better way of doing it? It's that person that can really help you to get to where you want to get to. Whether that's using somebody like me as a career coach, or whether that's using somebody, one of your friends, or whether that's using somebody, in my case, like my friend Liz, who we can help each other by holding each other to account for. It will make a huge difference, and you will start to see massive results. Much better. You can do it on your own. It is possible, but it's so much easier if you do it with somebody else. So much easier. As always, that's what we do. We hold, we are a careers coach, and that can be a business coach as well. We do a whole purpose is to help people to achieve the goals that they want in their lives and in their careers, and so come and talk to us, and we can tell you about how we can help you to achieve your goals and reach your objectives, and make sure it happens. This is there'll be a link with this video. As always, book yourself a free consultation and let's chat. This is James Foster, and Careers Matter.